Fantastic, we're back. Today is the last day of my challenges. It's challenge number 5, and I've saved my favorite for the last. Today's challenge, I invite you to feel your cervix. Okay, so some things I want to tell you about your cervix. We call the cervix nature's gate because it's the gate between the upper portion of your uterus and your vagina. Sometimes it's open and sometimes it's closed. It also gets the name portal of life and death. I wonder why. Well, cervical mucus is what comes from your cervix, and it's the cervical mucus that allows the sperm to come into your cervix, stay there for up to 5 days, waiting for you to ovulate for the chance to fertilize the egg. If it doesn't get fertilized, then it's through the cervix where your menstruation leaves, or it's also where the blood from an abortion or miscarriage flows through. In the case that it is fertilized, and in the case of a vaginal birth, it's through the cervix where a baby first enters the world. So it was no surprise to me when they came out with the very first picture of a black hole, the ultimate portal in the universe, taken by a female, I might add, and it looked exactly like a cervix. To quote my favorite cervix-loving person, Danelle of Cervical Wellness, she says that the cervix is the most powerful portion of our body, and yet it's the most vulnerable and the most ignored. Did you know that your cervical position actually changes through your cycle? So under the influence of estrogen and progesterone, sometimes your cervix can be high and difficult to reach, or low and easy to reach. It can be tilted back towards your rectum or tilted forward towards your vagina. It can feel hard, like the tip of your nose, or soft, like your lips. And sometimes the os, or the opening of the cervix, can feel open, so much that you could even insert a finger, or it can be closed. So tonight, I invite you to feel your cervix. It might be your first time, it might be, you might have done it before, but I would like to invite you to ask your body and check in to see what it thinks. And if it's a yes, then I encourage you to wait until the evening to do this. And that, the reason why I ask you to do that is because I don't want anything that you see on your finger to confuse you with your cervical mucus observations. So tonight, when you're ready, go ahead and wash your hands and find a position you like. Some people like to put their leg up on the toilet seat or up on the bathtub. Some people like to squat, which I find is the easiest way, or some people can even do it lying down in their bed. And go ahead and insert your longest finger and all the way to the back of your vagina, and you just might feel this little grape with a dimple on it. Or you might have to go around digging a little bit and moving your finger around to find it. Or you might not be able to reach it at all. Maybe it's too high, or maybe it's not ready to be found. This can be a difficult one, so be patient with yourself. In fact, it took me a long time to find my cervix for the first time. But when I did, I was so excited, I took myself out for dinner. In fact, cervical position can be one of your biomarkers of fertility that you choose to chart. It's the third one: cervical mucus, basal body temperature, and cervical position. Now, cervical position is optional, but it can come in handy if you are discontinuing hormonal birth control, or if you are breastfeeding or postpartum, or if you're entering your perimenopause, then it might be something you want to add to your charting routine. And if you do, you want to do it every single night, in the evening, and in the same position. Okay. So tonight, go ahead, give it a shot, and then either afterwards or in the morning, come back on here and share us your experience. And while I wait for you to do that, I'm going to go ahead and upload one of my PDFs I've made for the cervix portrait party, which is something I do. Maybe you've noticed I have a picture of my cervix behind me. My mother actually took this photo for me. I'm going to go ahead and upload this into the file so that you have access to it. And yeah, have fun tonight. Bye, everyone.